Assalamu alaikum, people listening and watching. You are tuning into the Let's Walk podcast. I am your host, Ataur Rahman, and today's guest is Koko Hayashi. She's an entrepreneur, she's a face yoga instructor and coach, and she's been featured in Shark Tank, Netflix, and Keeping Up with the Kardashians. And along, besides that, she's been featured in many multiple magazines and newspapers. So, Koko, thank you for coming here.
Thank you for having me. Hi, how are you, everyone? Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to the world.
I'm good, I'm good. I want you to maybe start off with how the initial thought where you felt that this is going to be a huge business with regards to your face yoga.
Yes, my name is Koko. I'm Japanese, and I started doing face yoga exercise for myself because I had a plastic surgery failure in my chin, and then I got interested in natural solution like face yoga. So start doing it, and it's working really. So why do I make it a business? Then so I maybe like 7 years ago, I started showing the exercises on my personal YouTube channel just to see how people like it, and it's slowly growing. So then I thought, well, maybe we should make it a real business. So that's how I got into this business. Yeah.
So tell us about how has appearing in the top TV shows such as Shark Tank, Beat Netflix, or Keeping Up with the Kardashians affected, or I would say impacted your business.
Definitely, because if you said you have worked with, not just worked with a taught face yoga to Kim Kardashian, and it's aired on TV show, then that's huge. Especially because this is a beauty business, everyone knows who is Kim Kardashian. Yeah, so that's a really big, good credibility. And the Shark Tank and the Magic for Human at Netflix, those are really big too because the in the US where I'm based, everyone knows Shark Tank. Do you have a Shark Tank in India?
No, we don't have Shark Tank. We
But
have
the
Who Wants to Be a Millionaire.
so is that something similar to Shark Tank?
No, it's
Queens?
somewhat like you answer questions and then they
Ah,
give you money.
okay.
So it's not.
Yeah, that's different. There was a movie, something like that before. But there's another, they do franchise. So it was actually the idea of Shark Tank was originated in Japan. It's called Money's Tiger or something like that. And then American companies start doing it, and British companies in UK, it's called, I forgot, something like it's not Shark Tank, but the idea is same. Entrepreneurs present, and then investors attack you or something like that. Yeah, so it's a global show. It's aired in that Shark Tank is aired in globally, so it's huge impact. I get inquiry from all over the world all the time.
Yeah. So you're saying that being on a national TV show, it has impacted because there's a lot of eyeballs watching you.
Yes, yeah, but definitely yes, but definitely just don't depend on those big ones because those big ones are big, but it's you can do as big impact as TV shows by social media if you become an influencer level. So that's what I'm trying to do. I do get lots of big opportunity from media, TV media, those, but I still do YouTube because YouTube is very, not just YouTube. I started doing TikTok or any other social medias too. Those are very important. You can spread the word to the world.
Whenever I have entrepreneurs on the podcast, we talk about, all the glossy side of things. We achieved this, we went into this show. And so, no, like we sometimes miss the point, So tell us about the ups and downs through your entrepreneurial journey and, share us a little bit about that.
hmm We I've been in this face yoga business 3-4 years, and of course we get upside down, up and down all the time. Like sometimes we get negative comment, people attack me on social media, because they don't see good result by doing face yoga that I instruct, for example, or those are like regular things. But because it comes on a regular basis, I'm so used to it, and I just don't really care. And then thankfully our social media has very 99%, it's very positive. So sometimes we get bad ones, but that's very rare. And we check all the social media comments because we need to be connected to with our followers all the time. And then we do get sometimes problematic comments, but we know how to handle. We have a very thick skin, so it's okay. Yeah.
So, did you ever feel like when creating a business that like I'm going to fail or something like that?
Yeah, all the time. But in my specific business, good thing is that not many competitors, because the word face yoga has not been around too long. So in Japan and Russia, face exercise is very popular. But other than those two countries, people don't know much about it. So we really believe in the potential. So we can just keep going.
I've studied a little bit of about your face yoga method. It's a little bit different as to what it is taught in other places, such as you incorporate a lot of posture besides face yoga exercises. If I'm
Oh, well,
getting it
thank you for pointing out. Yeah, that's a difference. I didn't know that you studied that much. Yeah, that's a really big
yeah.
difference from other face yoga instructors. As far as I know, they do most of the time exercises, because exercise is
Find
catchy.
Yeah,
I'm
if
sorry.
you had to choose one between face yoga and face posture, what would you choose?
Face posture, definitely. Face posture is way more important than exercises. Exercises only you do maybe like 3 to 5 minutes in total per day, every day. Each one is 10 seconds or something, and it's very short time. And you're busy. You cannot do so many exercises in front of a mirror and yeah. But face posture is all about your life, your daily facial activities, such as when your face is resting, how to talk, how to smile, how to yawn, how to sneeze, how to drink, how to eat. There's so many things. But yeah, so if once you master those how to move your facial muscles properly for those daily facial activities, and then you'll be doing it, and you will not need so many exercises. So I think it's really easier and more effective to master face postures rather than face yoga. I call it Koko Face Yoga as a brand name just because it's more easy for people to understand, easy for them to remember. If I say just suddenly face posture, what? People say, what? They don't really understand. Just for marketing purpose, we call it face yoga, but it's more, we are very serious about face posture.
Tell us about how COVID-19 has, now that we are in the pandemic and currently we are
Mm.
dealing with it, how has it impacted your business and how did you adapt in order to,
Mhm.
thrive in the market?
Mm. We were pre-COVID, I was doing private sessions or group sessions in person, and that was fun and amazing. But now completely changed to online. But because we do online, we can reach to so many people all over the world. So that's really good thing. And so we right now our business is strictly online. We have face yoga sessions, instructor certifications, face yoga app, and my influencer business and contents. Contents means like YouTube or Prime videos, those things. Everything is 100% online now, and I think it's better so that we can reach more global audience. So even though I reside in USA, most of the clients I teach are like everywhere, non-American.
They are globally, right? All your
Yes,
clients.
global. Yeah, UAE or Europe, Asia.
Do you plan on expanding into different countries? Maybe like or do you feel that sticking to online is a good thing, or do you plan on expanding like a physical location into maybe Asia and other parts of
No,
the world?
no. I will not do any physical business anymore for a while, I think. I do not have any plan to have any like physical fitness gym for face or anything like that. I have thought of it long time ago, but it's not scalable, especially this pandemic happened, and you never know. You don't know when it will be over, especially
Yeah.
where I'm in Los Angeles, which is really big city and lots of Hollywood stars, lots of TV production. That's why I'm here. But I'm thinking about leaving LA, because there's no point to live in this big city. Lots of people are leaving LA and moving to other more quieter states in the US.
Okay. And
Um,
tell us about how did you come up with your face yoga method? Because since it's different, as I mentioned previously, how did you
mm.
come up with it?
Yeah, so in Japan, where I was born and grown up, till 36 years old. I'm 41 right now. So in Japan, there's so many face yoga classes or books or masters. It's so saturated. Everyone is doing it. Not everyone, but my father is doing it too. So it's easy. It was easy for me to learn and start doing for myself. So I learned from many masters, but I wanted to create my own method that I really think would work. So adjusted those learned method to my way by working with other instructors or even doctors. We started doing instructor certification for medical professionals. And this year, the first doctor was born under our Koko Face Yoga doctor instructor was born. So it's really good, yeah. And aside from that, last year we worked with lots of doctors too, anti-aging doctor, dermatologist, orthodontist, not plastic surgeon yet. That's one of my bucket list.
So you work with all of them so that you take all the, I would say, knowledge from them and all the maybe,
Yes.
and then evolve your own method.
Yes. And I have lots of questions all the time. So I ask them, they answer, and it's very, very helpful. Another example is because of on my YouTube, there are many good comments. So I learn from viewers. I learn from YouTube followers, social media followers. Sometimes they're like very like a physical therapist or pediatric doctor who specialize in speech therapy, or those really educated people are there and they give me really good advice. So sometimes they email me to suggest new exercise, and then I do it for myself. I ask my instructor friends, and if we think it works, I introduce on YouTube and see the reaction on YouTube. And then,
This
so
reminds
we
me,
really keep trying to discover new face posture, new exercise all the time.
uh, this reminds me of a quote by Bruce Lee, I guess. He said something along the lines of, learn from the master and then uh,
Oh
reject
yeah,
what is
yes, yes,
bad,
yes.
take what is good.
Yes, yeah, that's great.
And it's just something else.
Fu, it's called fushari or something in Japanese, means shuhari in Japanese, which means you protect the master's method. by working with them. That's the first step. Number two is separate from the master. And number three is break it. Shuhari, it's protect, separate, break it. That's the way to advance your own method. That's I think could be Chinese or Japanese. I don't know. It's a saying.
Tell me about what keeps you going. I've studied a little bit while preparing for this podcast, and I came to know you're going to pursue law school. So
Oh, how did you know that?
yeah. So you've been on the top TV shows. You're doing your business, and now you're pursuing law. So is what keeps you driving? Is it the immigrant mentality, and or is it a childhood thing which carried out into your adult life? What is that?
Yeah, that's a very, very different path. So people are surprised. I'm surprised too. But in the future, I would like to be an angel investor, which means investor to invest to small businesses financially and as a mentor too. So that's my goal in the future. So I'm not just face yoga expert, but I'm an entrepreneur. I have another business, e-commerce business aside from face yoga. So face yoga is actually second business for me. Actually, it's third business because the first business failed, as always. Yeah, so in the future, I would like to be an angel investor. And in order to be successful entrepreneur, you need let's say 10 skills like I did when I did MBA, study like accounting or marketing, operation management, HR, and legal side is one of them. And I really personally liked it since I started watching legal TV show when I was a kid. It's called Ali McBeal. Maybe do you know?
Sorry, what did you say? The name?
It's called Ali McBeal.
No,
it's
I've
a TV
not
show.
heard.
Probably not. Yeah, it's my generation. But anyway, I was always not dreaming, but thinking about it. But then I didn't think that would happen to me. It's not happening to me yet. But now I feel like it's the last timing for me to try. So even if I fail, if I at least try, I will not regret when I die. And in order to become a successful angel investor and successful entrepreneur, I thought this legal knowledge would really benefit me as an entrepreneur and also as an angel investor. So that's why my secret project, even though it's not secret. I'm still studying. Yeah, it's really fun.
Are you preparing for LSAT?
Yes. Oh, you know that? Yeah. Are you doing it
my
too?
brother. No, my brother is in law school. He's in third year, so
Oh my
gets
gosh.
transferred into my.
In India?
Yeah, he's a law student.
Wow, that's so cool. That's very
Get
cool.
to know a little bit.
Yeah, I'm doing LSAT now.
It's never too late to start though.
Yeah, I will 41, will be 42 in March, so it's kind of the last timing if I want to try, because it takes time, 4 years at school, and you have to do LSAT, yeah, it's a long way. But if you think about it, nowadays Japanese female are gonna live up to 100 years old. That's going to be our average longevity. So if you think that way, I'm less than half of my life yet, so I'm very young still. So I don't think it's too late.
Yeah, in India they say this quote, "Jab jage, jab savera." That means whenever you wake up, it's whenever you wake up, it's the time. Like whenever you wake up, the sun rises, and that's the time. You don't. It's never too late or never too early. You just have to do it.
Right,
that
right,
kind
right.
of thing.
I love it. Yeah.
Yourself being the female entrepreneur, and that is the main reason why I brought you on this podcast. What is that
Mm.
advice you would like to maybe give?
In the US, where I'm based, there's a thing called diversity. Everybody's crazy about diversity. I don't know in India, but it does not much exist in Japan yet. So as a female entrepreneur, I will not shine in Japan because I'm just one of the female entrepreneurs. But in the US, if you are female and if you are minority race, which means I'm Asian, and then you get so many opportunities to do things. For example, maybe you can get like minority female grants, scholarship, or easily more than Caucasian people, for example. Or maybe you get better chance to be on TV shows because TV is always seeking different diversity.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you have to use the advantage of being female. As you might think it's disadvantage, but it's a huge advantage. Maybe it depends on the industry, but in my beauty business, it's yeah, more female dominant, and especially if you're a minority race, that's like winner. That's what I think. That's why maybe I get lots of opportunities like Shark Tank, or I more new big project coming up this year, which I cannot name the brand name yet because of a non-disclosure agreement. But those companies, big companies, like me because I'm female and I'm a minority race, I think.
Yeah. No, I also feel that, when you are the minority, you stand
Mm.
out from the crowd. So it's easy
Yes.
to, maybe. Do you feel that?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. That's why I like working in USA. People people pay attention to me just because I'm female, just because, maybe not just because, but yeah, partially because I'm female and a minority. So they want to help me. I'm in the
But
entrepreneur
that,
communities, and they really like helping diverse, um, diverse people.
so that is your unfair advantage. Do you
Mm,
agree with that?
definitely. And so you have to realize that you have an advantage and you have to use it. Find the opportunities. If you're just sitting and just by yourself, you're not gonna find opportunities. Will not come to you unless you show up. So many
So,
opportunities I got, I didn't seek them. I didn't try to get on Shark Tank. I didn't try to teach Kim Kardashian. They come to you. If you have a big, if you have some social media or something. So I think social media is really, really, really important for small business owners.
moving on to life questions. This is where I question about life to bring
Mhm.
life in perspective.
Mhm.
So, what has the pandemic taught you?
Oh, yes. Big thing is that we have to adapt. This is like a very big historical change in, for example, decade, 1,000 years ago, dinosaur disappeared. It's extinct because dinosaur could not adapt the environmental change, but some other smaller creatures were able to survive because those animals were able to adapt their living situation to the new environmental change. So I think this is an opportunity for us to adapt. And if you don't adapt, you stick with the old way, you're gonna die. So if you want to survive and succeed, you have to adapt your way, your living or business or something to new way. And this pandemic forces us to do that. So this I mean, of course, it's really sad that lots of people suffering and dying and lost business, but it's a wake up call for us to adapt to new change.
Yeah.
Mm.
I see you read a lot of books. Recently, you had a summary on lifespan by Dr. David.
Oh
I
yeah,
forgot his last. So tell
lifespan.
us what books are you reading currently, and what do you plan on reading?
I just ordered 5 a.m. Club.
Robin Sharma.
Oh, you know him. I try to wake up 5 a.m. My boyfriend is so bothered by me, so I'm training him too. But that's the new book that I'm trying to read. Yeah, I usually do audiobook, or sometimes nowadays YouTube has lots of good channel show to explain like book summary.
True.
Yeah, so instead of reading all listening to all the 3 hour audiobook, you can just do like 10 minutes quick summary of a good book. So that's what I sometimes do too.
Yeah. That's really insightful. I think that listening to summary or maybe watching the summary helps us in maybe grabbing the five big ideas and maybe
Yeah,
applying it in
yeah,
our
yeah.
business.
Yeah, definitely, because you don't have time to listen to all the 3 hours. Before pre-COVID, you had time because you were driving and you were listening. You were able to listen to long hour of audiobook. But now I don't go out, so I don't drive anymore. And yeah, so I think the summary is really helpful for me.
So, if you could have dinner with three people, dead or
Mm.
alive, who would they be and why?
Oh, I think Ali McBeal is one of them. She was a lawyer in a TV show. She's alive. The other one, I have another mentor who taught me early investor to my business, and that person is really my life changing, because if he didn't invest in my business, I wouldn't have been doing this yoga business. He invested to my second business, which is the e-commerce business. But I haven't been able to see the person because of pandemic long time.
Yeah.
Mm.
Did you tell about the third person?
Oh, so 4 people in total?
Yeah, four
Four
people in
people.
total.
Okay. That person, my mother passed away a long time ago. Well, 17
Wow.
years ago. Yeah. Long time ago. So that'll be the fourth person.
So, where is the best place people can find you?
Easiest way is, if you're interested in doing face yoga, YouTube would be the easiest. But if the YouTube is too long for you because it's like 10 minutes or something, I started doing TikTok. I do Instagram too, but TikTok is more fun. For the nature of the business, it's easier for me to express my tutorial on a video style instead of the still image. So I like TikTok better than Instagram, but the same contents is on Twitter, Pinterest, Facebook. It's kind of everywhere. Or if you want to reach us to some specific questions or something, we have a smile at kokofaceyoga.com. Koko is KOKO, not COCO. We have website kokofaceyoga.com. Yeah.
So, what is that one advice you'd like to give to the people watching, be it in life or career?
I think in order to find a successful business career, 3 things I learned from my other mentors. But one, you have to like the business. You have to be passionate about it. You are doing it by like unconsciously or always thinking about it, that level. And then number 2 is like you have to good at it. It's not like you like it, but you might not good at it, and then it doesn't work. You have to be talented for the specific things that you're doing. And number 3 is demand from the society. That specific business you're doing has to have big demand from the society. Otherwise, it doesn't work as a business. If it is just a hobby, it works. But if you want to make living from that thing you're doing, it has to have a demand. So find the business that applies to the 3 rules, and then you'll be succeed if you work hard.
So people listening and watching, those 3 tips I hope will maybe help you. So this brings us to the end of the episode. I hope you took some value out of this, and I'll put all the links down in the description. Feel free to reach Koko. She's
Thank you.
really she's a really nice person, and she'll make sure that she'll get back to you as soon as possible. So once again, thank you, Koko, for being on this podcast.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
And until then, people, stay blessed, keep working hard, and keep taking action.
Yes.